Hello, my name is Jeffrey Bryan, and I want to go over sections 6 through 8 in our Advanced React Concepts course. So in this sections, we used a new way of programming, which is through Firebase. And we got more experience with Firebase by using the Firebase functions. So instead of the authentication that we used before, we went into the next one, functions, where in our index.json file, we create these functions using this exports, which will create these functions on our Firebase accounts based on these HTTPS ARM requests. So we're able to create these functions, such in this case we're creating a function that will create a user. So a user is able to input a phone number, whether it's a string or digits, and it will use that phone number and store it inside the database. And then from there we go to the verify one-time password to make sure that phone number has not been used before inside of our database. And if it has, it will say that to either input a new number. And then from there we have to request a one-time password, which is where the user inputs a number. Then the user is able to receive a code from a phone number we got off Twilio. So that's another thing that we got out of this course is something called Twilio. Twilio is a way to create a dummy phone number that we could use to send text messages to our users so they can receive a token to log into their accounts. So Twilio was fun to learn, and we were able to create our Twilio.js file, and we used some authentication numbers to get to our account, and then we export this Twilio file into our request one-time password.js so we can send that text message. So this is pretty much this whole project folder is based on Firebase, and then from there we have the user interface where the user actually logs into. So in this over here we create a sign up form and a sign in form. In the sign up form we call the user functions that we created in the other project folder. We have the create user and the request one time password, where the user inputs their phone number and requests that code that I showed you in the other files. So over here we have a little bit of new functionality. We have something called a sync and await, which means the code will run asynchronous, and also these are promises, which means that this will return data at some point, and once it returns that data then it'll actually be able to run. Let me mess that up. Okay, and then the sign-in form, which we already have your account, we verify that this is actual phone number and the correct token. So when this is all said and done, we have our user interface. So I did not input the credit card numbers for this to actually work, so I just have the fields just to show for display. So we have the enter phone number, it's the submit button. Down here is the sign in screen where you get the code. Up here is the sign up based on your phone number. And if I was able to do the credit card, it should work and be able to log in. And then at the end, I'm gonna show my Udacity, show my progress. So far, got through section 6, section 7, and 8. And then we're starting section 9 next time. And thank you for listening to my vid.